Oh my goodness. Guys, I was on the phone to my friend Chris during this shootout, and I said, watch this, Marquinhos missing. He said, what? What? He's got a deep voice. I said, Marquinhos missing. It's going to finish 4-2 Croatia. He said, all right. I said, I'll explain after. Marquinhos missed, finished 4-2. Brazil go out of the World Cup, 76 World Cup wins. 7 times 6 is 42. The 42nd president of the US, Bill Clinton, 76. Just like Trump, 76. Just like George Bush Jr., 76. Just like the Georgia Guidestones came down on 7-6 on George Bush Jr.'s 76th birthday. Brazil stayed on 666 all-time wins. They ended with 19 draws at the World Cup, 19 losses. It was 1919 when Remembrance Day became a thing because of King George, which is honoring the lives of those who lost their life during World War I. 1919. I was like, that might be Brazil done. 76, 1919. All war-themed, all satanic. Everything I've been saying. And I like Neymar to score today to match the 77 of Pele. But the 7-7 is really big with England because Boris Johnson was the 77th Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and he stepped down on 7-7, which was the 17-year anniversary of the 7-7 bombings. And you have Flight 77 in regards to 9/11 that crashed into the Twin Towers 77 minutes after taking off. And then you had England get into the Euro 2020 final on 7-7 to then lose on 11-7. And then Croatia equalised, which they originally said 117 minutes. And the Euro 2020 final was 11-7, 11 times 7, 77. So I'm going to read your comments. Then I'm going to get into why I'm really doing this live stream. It's not just about the World Cup. I have to discuss this. I have a real gift of reading where the game's going. I've said this. If you are a person who bets, you ain't going to make money from just money line. You have to see what's going on. And straight away, Brazil started this game minus 264 to win. In the first 5 minutes, they became minus 175. And straight away, I was like, that's very, very suspicious. Very suspicious. And when it went to the penalty shootout, and I saw that Croatia could become 4 out of 4 in penalty shootouts at the World Cup, and how big 44 has been, as I have 44 in the live, that's what happened. And right as I said that, my friend, arguably my best friend Nathan, sent me a 44-second audio. I was like, this has to be a sign. And this game today between these nations was 44 days, guys. Well, Croatia got their 44th point at the World Cup, which I mentioned in a post. They got the 44th point at the World Cup. And now they've won 4 out of 4 penalty shootouts at the World Cup. And also, this was 44 days after the Croatia coach's birthday. So 44 is all over the show. And we know 44 is, number one, it's England's dialing code +44. We know Queen Elizabeth had 4 children and her jubilee lasted 4 days, and 4 days is 96 hours, and she died at 96. But Croatia might be synced up with Argentina. I don't know. Argentina won their first World Cup 44 years ago, but they have a really strong riddle to go out today to Holland. I'm not going to go through it, but there's a really strong riddle for Holland to knock out Argentina, which will be interesting if they take out Argentina and Brazil on the same day, who were the 2 favourites to win the World Cup. So let me have a little look at these comments. Soul of Cinders, woo! Brazil losing basically confirms that England is going to win this whole thing. Crazy script. Doesn't confirm anything, but I get what you're saying. Brazil have all these wild sinks. And I've mentioned this. You know what? I'm going to have to type it now. For my World Cup book, Brazil ended the 2022 World Cup with 19 all-time draws and 19 all-time losses. Queen Elizabeth knighted Pele 19 years ago. Did you know that one? Queen Elizabeth knighted Pele 19 years ago, and Brazil have gone out of the World Cup with 19 draws and 19 losses all time. I told you 1919 is when Remembrance Day became a thing, and it was Elizabeth's father who started that. So England versus Argentina, I'm not sure. There's a great riddle for Holland. Let's see what happens. But Brazil are gone. They had a phenomenal riddle, 22 riddle to get there and perhaps win it. But England have the best riddle out of all of them. If they go out tomorrow, I have no idea where this World Cup's going. I know Morocco's got that pentagram. I feel like it could be England against Morocco. Maybe Ronaldo's going out as well, but I'll have to look a little bit more, won't I? Did you see in the NFL on Monday, Brady and the Bucks had this miraculous comeback against the Saints? They won 17-16. 3 days later, the Rams came back. This incredible comeback. They won 17-16. 33 points in both games. 33 times 2, 66 when England won the World Cup, when the Church of Satan was founded. It's just baffling. That score can be seen as 16-17, and 1,617 is the 33rd pentagonal number. The games are 33 points. So it's all playing out now, guys. Whether or not you're in this just for money and you just want to win a bit of extra money, if that is the case, I really hope that you grow out of that and see how big this is. Brazil, I have said for close to 2 years with the revelations, well, not the revelation stuff. I noticed 42 and I never knew what it was. Everyone's sending me audios about that. You've gone on about 42 for years. I never knew what it was until I figured out the beast reigns for 42 months. I always connect the 4-2 to England winning the World Cup in 66. And the gematria of it syncs up with Freemason and Jesuit. And that was back when I used to believe the Freemasons and the Jesuits were controlling everything, when they're not at all. They're being used by Satan. So I'd always talk about 42 and Jackie Robinson and 42 and the movie 42. I would often rave on about it. And then I realized it was the beast. And then I made all these wonderful connections. I realized that Vatican City was founded the 42nd day of 1929. I realized that the Basilica was struck twice by lightning on the 42nd day of 2013, right before Francis became the Pope. I was like, this 42 is immensely powerful. And then I was like, wait, the first ever World Cup final finished 4-2. The most recent World Cup final finished 4-2. What is this? What is this 42? And then I find this that never leaves my side. Book of Revelation. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. So Brazil, 76 World Cup wins, 666 all-time wins. 7 times 6 is 42. The beast reigns for 42 months. The number of the beast is 666. If this is not enough now to make you go, wow, maybe this is the end times. Maybe Revelation is playing out. Somebody sent me an audio today, and I'll take it on the chin. That's what she said. I'll take it on the chin. It's absolutely fine with me. That's what she said. And they went, Adam, because this person's a friend of mine, your work is astounding, but it's getting to the point where it's scaring me now. I have to leave your website. I said, absolutely no problem. Good luck. I'm here for you. But they said, your work's becoming too overwhelming now. I think Revelation's playing out and I can't handle it. Honest with me. I love that. Do you think I'm not like, $10, $9, whatever it is after tax, whatever. I was like, okay. It was almost like a compliment to say that my work's actually scaring them. And I don't want my work to scare you. I really don't. I do believe that, I've told you, the true believers will look at my work, and every time I call stuff that connects to the beast and it plays out, they'll smile. My best friend in Mexico, Andy, came round yesterday, fit my fan for me. I'm so happy. I've got a new fan. Makes a big difference. And we have these amazing chats, wonderful chats. And his mum is really religious. like Church of England religious. And she asked him, what does your friend Adam do? He was like, oh, it's pretty complicated, but he has this successful website and he's like an expert with numbers. And she was like, what does he do with numbers? And then he was saying, listen, basically, he thinks Revelation's playing out right now. And he backs it up with his numbers and he predicts sporting outcomes connected to Revelation and his hit rate's phenomenally high. She was like, he believes that we're living through Revelation? And he went, yeah. What do you think? She said, Andrew, absolutely. I got chills. His mother in her 70s said, absolutely, this is Revelation. She's been a strong believer in Jesus Christ her whole life. Wars, famine, all stuff talked about in Revelation, mass death, pandemics, all right, false prophets. It's all happening. The transgender agenda, where Satan will basically turn men into women and women into men. It's all happening. It's playing out. I back it up with the numbers. I ain't coding to just win your money. I've told you that monetary system is going to collapse very soon. Enjoy your money whilst you have it now. And if you're still watching these games, it's your decision. It's your decision. Hello, 6079 Smith. I will read out a lot of your codes. I'll read them. Give me a moment. That post at the end, magic. Thank you. Summit told me, I was like, the whole game, if you're on my website, you could see I was leaning Croatia. You could just see it. I said, take them double chance at plus 145. I saw where the game was going. And the 44 has just been enormous. And there were people on my website took Croatia on penalties. This is what you can do in these tournaments as well. All right, you may have taken Brazil at the beginning at minus 264. There's not really much point. You've got to wait with those odds, in my opinion. Maybe at halftime you could have got on them. But I was like, this is not looking good for Brazil here. It's just not looking good. And people in my community get on Croatia to win on pens where they were like plus 120. No goals in 90 minutes. And then you get 2 in extra time. And Croatia, I've got to extra time 8 out of the last 9 major tournaments. Games. The Queen died 8-9. And they'll have this whole story about Croatia, the masters of going to extra time, and they have that experience and temperament. Guys, it's because of the 8-9 for the Queen. And if you really break down, I've told you how much of a witch Modric is. All right? You don't underestimate how much of a witch Modric is. He got the player of the tournament at the 2018 World Cup. He got the player of the tournament. He won all those trophies with Real Madrid. All right? Luka Modric is a high-ranking Satanist, clearly one of the highest. And he goes under the radar. And he literally looks like a little witch. And think about Croatia, guys. Its population is less than 4 million people. Less than 4 million. And they've got back-to-back semi-finals at the World Cup. Croatia was a member of the Soviet Union, wasn't it? It's just scandalous. And how old is Modric now? It's got to be mid-30s. He's still dominating. Yesterday, RuPaul was 22666 days old. You know RuPaul like Brittany Griner? Excellent stuff. I've done this code about Brittany Griner on my website. It's a masterclass. And it syncs up with the World Cup and with Britney Spears. And the Church of Satan. It's worth signing up to read that code. Took me hours. Unbelievable, Adam. Thank you, Kingsley. That post is magical. Didn't they say Neymar's goal was magic? A commentator said it was a magical finish or something. That Alex Scott, who has 2 male names, who portrays herself to be a female. You know Alex Scott, 2 male names, guys. Brazil lost, biggest chokers. When they don't win the World Cup, they often go out in the quarterfinal. From Kobe's birth to Brittany Griner's birth, if you count the end date, 4440 days from the release of 1984 until Obama's birth, 4440 days. Guys, can you see that? I'll read that one more time for the triple four. I've given you all these triple fours with Giroud, with Benzema, off the charts, the 444. Talked about that for a year and a half, 444. From Kobe's birth to Brittany Griner's birth, if you count the end date, 4440 days from the release of 1984 until Obama's birth, 4440 days. Michael Jordan was drafted in 1984, which was the same year that LeBron James was born. 76 appearances for Marquinhos? No way. And he missed the decisive penalty that kept them on 70. Well, they already had 76 World Cup wins. Marquinhos, it was his 76th appearance for Brazil. That's phenomenal. I thought Neymar was going to pass Pelé before he went out. Yeah, I did. But the 77 is enormous. I've done a video about 77, as far as I'm aware. If I haven't, I have to do one. I've talked about it enough. 77 times 2 is 154. England won the World Cup in 66 on a day leaving 154 days left in the year. The Titanic sank on 15/4. The Hillsborough disaster, which killed 97 people, was on 15/4. So Neymar's 77 goals, Pelé 77. 77 plus 77 is 154. Neymar, who was born exactly 7 years after CR7. Adam, I heard the announcers say it's 76 appearances for Marquinhos and he missed. Wow. RuPaul was born the 322nd day of the year. Wow. Adam, is Argentina going through? I have so much for both. If I had to bet, I'd say Holland double chance. I think Holland have a better riddle to beat Argentina. I'm just seeing so many 86 connections and 36 connections for Argentina. It's truly baffling. And I just think it may be too good for Argentina. So, yeah, maybe Holland could go through with the Lion riddle, and Memphis Depay has a really good riddle to score. So I don't know. When you ask me who's going to go through, I don't know. If I bet, which I don't bet, because I think you're giving your energy to Satan, I'll never bet again in my life. But if you do bet, I wouldn't take Argentina money line, but it's your call, isn't it? At this stage, at this level, there's all sorts of codes that are going all over the place. I do have a really strong riddle that I'm going to post tonight for the England-France game. We'll see what happens there. That is definitely a game I'll be intrigued to keep an eye on. I won't watch it, but I'll be keeping an eye on that. Probably from the first minute to the last on Sky Sports News. Not Sky Sports News, Sky Sports, the website. Messi isn't losing another final. Well, who says he's getting to another final? Happy Face Man thinks Argentina beat Holland 3-2. What's the whole Dubai Super Cup thing about? It's just rituals. It gave me a clue. It gave me a clue with these games. It's all ritual, guys. That's why Arsenal just beat Lyon, an English team against a French team. You've got England against France tomorrow. Lyon was the last name of Queen Elizabeth's mother, who supported Arsenal. It's beyond wild how they're doing this. I had a clue for Neymar to score today. Bit frustrating it wasn't inside 90 minutes, but he scored. He got his 77th goal. And yesterday, Man United got beat by Cadiz 4-2. The last goal of that game was after 77 minutes. It gave me a clue that Neymar would get his 77th goal. And he did. And 4-2, guys. 4-2 again. My goodness. Football fanboys crying. Yeah, it's like all over the world. I told you, they all said Brazil were going to win it. And I was like, that's a good sign for England. Everyone I spoke to pretty much said Brazil are winning the World Cup. Nah. When everyone in the world is thinking the same way on the same frequency, it doesn't hit because most of the world's under mind control. So everyone raving on about Brazil winning it, they're gone. They're gone. Netherlands could win the first World Cup. They won the Euros in 1988. They could win the first World Cup. I'll be shocked with all the eights. But then again, if it's the final World Cup, which I think it will be, 9 is the number of completion. That's why George Orwell's 1984 book was his 9th and final published book. There might have there be a 9th team, but I don't think so. I've seen too much eight for me to say Holland. But Holland have a great riddle, and they have a really good riddle to knock out Argentina today. Zion born on 7-6. He is 22 this year. That's spectacular. Zion Williamson, guys, they're basically portraying him as the next LeBron James in the NBA. Zion is from Salisbury, which is the former capital of Zimbabwe, and their motto is "They who sleep, like they live." Wow, yeah, the movie They Live with Rowdy Piper. If you haven't watched that, it's actually on YouTube, and it's free. That is a movie I would recommend watching. It tells you about how we live in a world full of consumers, and there's basically demons walking amongst us, or basically, technically, like zombies. And we are surrounded by these zombies. Imagine Messi losing another World Cup final. I don't think he gets there at this point, but we'll see. Hello, Ellie. How you doing? Let's go at him with an E. Portugal are going to win. It's pretty obvious. What, the World Cup or Morocco? Morocco have a great riddle to upset Portugal. The odds say Portugal. The riddle says Morocco. So I don't know. If Holland go through, though, guys, Holland has a royal family, just like England, and they have the lion on the crest, like England has 3. Van Dijk's the captain. Dijk. You had Greg Dijk, who predicted England would win the World Cup in 2022. Dijk's a lesbian. You've got the LGBTQ community. And also, you have a dike, which is connected to flood prevention. And we know all about Noah's Ark. But this dike is spelled D-I-K-E. So that's interesting with the flood. But then again, Jesus, our God, said he would never flood the earth again. And he promised us by a rainbow, which is all to do with the LGBTQ community. And England flew out on a rainbow private jet. So it's very deeply biblical. That's why I'm in it, for doing this, for revealing it. And again, if you take my picks over the month, you'll win way more money than you lose, unless you do a silly bet on one particular one that misses. Are your neighbors banging the ceiling again, Adam? Nope. It's pretty chilled. I would like Argentina to lose now. I hope Brazil only for entertainment purposes. My goal is to make sure that when you're watching these games, you're not entertained to the point where you don't want to watch them anymore. Why did Brazil entertain you? Did they play amazing football during this tournament? Didn't they win all their group stage games 1-0 and lose 1-0? The only game where they've gone out and played with a bit of class, from what I've seen with the scorelines, is against a mediocre South Korea team. So are they really that good to watch? You remember back in the day when they had, when we all believed in it all, when they had Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Kaká. Yeah, you watch them and go, wow, these guys are something else. Who have they got now? Vinicius, mediocre invert, Rodrigo, Neymar, Marquinhos, one of the most blatant transvestites I've ever seen, Casemiro. Why were Brazil such monster favourites when the squad isn't even that good? Like I said, back in the day, Ronaldo, Romario, Rivaldo, Kaká, all those players. By the way, have you seen how much Dida looks like Mbappe? Dida was Brazil's goalkeeper, AC Milan goalkeeper. He looks identical to Mbappe. They have to be somewhat related. They have to be related if you check out the image. 100% technology inside the goalpost, pulling the ball. Post shots always bounce outwards, not inwards. That's true, and they've admitted that this technology with the goalposts and this goal line technology, they tell you that there's technology on the goal line. It's literally called goal line technology. Hello, Don. How you doing, baby boy? Don Durrell, amazing guy. Hope you're having a good day, mate. Try not to fire anybody today. Another penalty off the post. I didn't even see it hit the post. I've not seen the shootout. Keep it up, mate. That's what she said. Thank you, Woo. My son, if sin is enticed there, consent thou not. Excellent. From the founding of Zimbabwe and to the release of the movie They Live, 3122 days, like 322. Zimbabwe home to the Epworth Balancing Rocks. Epworth is the name of the sleepiest scale. Jeez Louise, mate. Which makes sense because, like I said, the motto is they who sleep, like the movie They Live, We Sleep. A lot of people sleepwalking through life. If you guys realize Brazil and Argentina never verse each other, it's like too much satanic energy combined for them to be up against each other. The Copa America final last year was Brazil and Argentina, where Argentina won with Angel Di Maria goal after 22 minutes. But yeah, when it comes to like a World Cup final, you've never had Argentina against Brazil. Never had it. So all the chaos riddles for Neymar, he's gone. All the 22 riddles that they had, the only nation to ever qualify for 22 World Cups. Neymar signed for PSG, 222 million euros. The coach was born, 220th day of the year. Told you there was a guy peppering me almost every day on Twitter saying Brazil are winning the World Cup, no doubt. Every day going at me. Well, they're not, are they, mate? But your finds were spectacular either way. You found some amazing stuff, but it's clear that you were Brazilian and you were fan coding. So you're going at me every day with Brazil. I knew there was stuff for Brazil. To do what I do, you've got to be aware of the numbers for all of these nations. You can't just be like, England are winning it, they're winning it. No, they might not. They may go out tomorrow. All right, there may be some monster riddle I've missed. I'm aware of that. I really hope England win it. Because for this community, if I predicted the Queen's death 2 years ago and said England would win the World Cup 2 years ago, and I've got video to prove it, that might be enough to inspire people to realize how important these numbers are and that revelation's playing out. If they don't win it, it'll be definitely frustrating, but I always move on. I'm good at that. David Beckham met the whole England team yesterday. He was looking elated. She was looking elated. What else have we got? Croatia, the comeback kids. Again, this is why. So if you do bet, you just gotta. You don't know what they're gonna do. So when Brazil went up 1-0, they became minus 900. I thought they should have been minus 2,000 with 15 minutes left, like minus 2,000 to win the game. They were minus 900. Croatia were then, I think they were plus 900 to qualify. Put a pound on it if you're one of those people. You don't know what they're going to do. You just don't know what they're going to do. Luka Modric is inverted. Yeah, Modric is 36. It's laughable, isn't it? Little tiny Modric in the center of the park, 36 years old, the huge number at this World Cup because 666 is the 36 triangular number. Brazil go out, 666 all-time wins. Modric is the captain. Is that number 10 for Satan? Knocks out number 10 Neymar. Both captains for the countries, of course. 7 times 7's 49, by the way. Revelation's 49. Antichrist is 49. Those 77 goals. So Argentina might lose, yep. Kingsley said Argentina are winning. Again, who knows? Brazil have won 3 out of 5 penalty shootouts at the World Cup. Satan gets you 35. Batham at 35. Won 3 out of 5 penalty shootouts at the World Cup. Satan equals 35. Batham equals 35. 3 out of 5. So that means they've won 60%. 60%. Kobe's last ever game, 60 points. I told you 77 goals Pele, 77 goals Neymar, 77 plus 77 is 154. 15 times 4 is 60. Maradona was born in 60, died at age 60. Messi's first ever goal for Argentina was in a 6-0 win where he scored the 6 goals. 6-0 can be seen as 60. Brittany Griner's a bloke. Yep, I've done videos on Brittany Griner. it's a blatant, man, and it's sickening that people deny it and get emotional about it when I say it. It's the most blatant man you'll ever see in your life. I was right to rule out Brazil before the competition. Yep. Well, yes and no. You couldn't rule them out, Alto, with the code that they had and the odds that they were. You couldn't rule them out. But I kept telling you in lives, everyone's saying Brazil are going to win it. They ain't winning it. When everybody's saying it, or the whole Discord community is on a team who are clueless, most of them, go the opposite. Does England beat France? I think so. The code says so. And Harry Kane to score. But I don't know. Let's see. Did Hugo Lloris, did he play for Lyon? Because Depay played for Lyon with that friendly yesterday. He really might score today. He's going to do something, is that Depay. I don't know, goal and assist, sending off, miss from 1 yard. Something's happening with Depay today. Yeah, he did. Lloris played for Lyon. I did say the favourite never wins a World Cup. They don't. The 4-2 on penalties was just breathtaking for the numbers that I found for this Brazil game. I've told you I'll post the code. I'll give you my lean. But every time I do a code, my numbers hit. Every time I do a code, my numbers hit. They might not always hit the team that I believe are probably going to win, but my numbers are always there. I was raving on about 42-76. There we have it. The go out 4-2 on penalties. Stay on 76 World Cup wins. These friendlies are very relevant. Very, very relevant. Did you not watch my video about Arsenal and Lyon? Did you not watch that and how it was all about the royal family? And people just say, no, these players, they need to keep fit. They need to keep fit, don't they? Because the Premier League is going to return soon. That's what people are going to do. You're going to have them travel all the way to Dubai to play in a friendly game. What's that noise coming from? I posted it up on your website. What did you post, brother? Portugal or Morocco? I think Morocco could knock out Portugal. We'll see. We'll see. But they're both wearing that red and green, or at least that's their home jerseys. Second horseman's red, the fourth horseman's green. Second horseman's war, the fourth horseman's death. And they both wear that red and green. Obviously, they're not going to both wear it in the game tomorrow. But my gut's telling me whoever's wearing red and green tomorrow in that Portugal-Morocco game wins. I don't know who gets to decide how that works. Whoever's wearing the red and green tomorrow probably wins that game. Morocco have a great riddle. As Chuck said, Morocco's goalkeeper's called Bono. Bono, the lead singer of U2. All right, the guy who's won Times Magazine Person Award, which I'm going to go to now. Got to study. Good luck. Chihuahua. Great name, by the way. The 4-2 Cadiz versus Man United result 2 as for penalties in the Brazil match. Yeah. Casemiro plays for Man United, doesn't he? He stepped up and scored a penalty. Anthony plays for Man United. He came on after 56 minutes. At 56. He's at the Red Devils now. And in regards to Holland, good night, Chihuahua. Have a blessed day for your initial CC for the 33. Have a blessed evening, mate. It's 11:25 my time now. I posted both up on your website. Oh, yeah. Well, you're phenomenal. This HTH Genesis is a blessing to my website. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Somebody's having banter saying, I think Qatar return for the final. I told you all they'd be the first nation to go out and that they wouldn't win a game. They'd lose all 3, and they did. And they were the first team out, like I said, before the tournament began. So England, when you code, as you call it, seems to be on the same energy versus quarterfinal. Maybe it might happen, but Argentina versus Portugal. Right, let me break this down for you in a nutshell. No, thank you, Home Tooths, homie, HTH. Let me break this down. My mindset. I'm already technically right. I said, going into these quarterfinals, your favorites were Brazil, Argentina, France, Portugal. They were the 4 favorites. So I said on my website, they won't let all 4 of these teams qualify. Not a chance. There's no chance. They will let Brazil, Argentina, France, and Portugal make the semi-final. No chance. Brazil have gone. They were actually one of the teams I thought might go through, but they've gone. So technically, I was right about that. They weren't going to let all the favourites qualify. Now you've got Argentina. They're only like plus 120. All right? Brazil have just gone. Perhaps people are going to hammer Argentina now. It's usually the mindset. It worked last time with Portugal. Spain went out. Then Portugal won. You could have won your money back. Broke even. So Holland have this great riddle. But as do Argentina. So what I do in those circumstances is I get the underdog and I say go double chance, which is minus 150 for Holland to not lose in 90. That's the pick I would do. Am I going to be completely gobsmacked if Argentina win? Absolutely not for their 36 riddles. And then I was thinking this. You're not going to have, in my opinion, which I said at the beginning of the tournament as well, and I could be wrong, they're not going to have Messi, Ronaldo in the World Cup final. That's just too ridiculous. And I don't think Satan works at that level of ridiculousness. He's done some stuff in his time, but I don't think they're going to have Ronaldo, Messi final. And I don't think they're going to have Ronaldo, Messi third versus fourth either. Too many people want that. Too many people wanted Brazil to win the World Cup. So what's going to piss a lot of people off, neutral fans? Brazil gone. Messi gone. Ronaldo gone. And then you've got nations like Morocco and Croatia and perhaps England and Holland. What an anticlimactic semi-final for a neutral supporter if they're the 4 nations. Morocco, England, all right? And then you'll have the Netherlands against Croatia. You know what I mean? People want Portugal, Argentina. They want all of that. They want an England-Argentina final, maybe, for the history and the Falklands War and all of that. The Netherlands have that lion in the crest. Messi's called Leo. Leo the lion. He might be gone today. Then again, he might bang. Why is the first horseman's colour? The first horseman is white. The horse is white. Yeah, like Ben White, who wears number 21 for England and 4 for Arsenal, like 21 for the Queen's birthday, and he got sent home in a big ritual. The white. It's the first horseman is white. England wear white. Okay? They're the only nation left. I know Portugal's away kit's white, but I don't know. It's saying 117 now for this Croatia goal. So they keep changing it. There's an image of all these Brazil fans in tears. Croatia's goalkeeper, 4. Dominik Livakovic has saved 4 penalties during the penalty shootouts. I'm going to have to save that because they just became 4 out of 4 penalty shootouts, and the 4th horseman is death. I'll save that one. Get some gold off Sky Sports for what I'm doing. They give you so much information. No World Cup for Neymar this time. Pretending to cry. He doesn't care. He knows the World Cup's a joke. Wait, Modric is 37. At 37 years old, just 4 days after playing 99 minutes against Japan, Luka Modric has just put in a supreme performance. 99 minutes, like 9 times 11. What a leader he is for this country. He played 99 minutes, guys, against Japan. He's 37. Somebody said he was 36. No side has reached the World Cup final in 2 consecutive tournaments since Brazil managed it in 98, 2002. Croatia, yes, Croatia are one win away from repeating that feat. This is Croatia, guys, who've lost the likes of Rakitic and Mandzukic because they retired, 2 of their best players. And they get to the World Cup semi-final. They were at the final last time where they got beat 4-2. And then they just beat Brazil 4-2 on penalties. Right, let me stop talking about football now. Watch your Florence and the Machine video about the 4 horses of Revelations. Florence is a city in Italy. Italy's flag has 3 of the 4 colors of the 4 horsemen. Wow. The dog days are coming. The dog days are over. The horses are coming, so you better run. That's amazing. Yeah, Florence is in Italy. It's where Fiorentina play, isn't it? Argentina are going to win the final on penalties in the 36th World Cup. I don't think so, but maybe. Adam, how was attending a WWE show without the satanic stuff? I personally enjoyed it a lot. The last one I went to was in Los Angeles, at the Staples Center. And when they don't have live TV there, they can be more creative. They have more creative control and they interact more with the audience. So I enjoyed it. I would never go watch it again. But I enjoyed the live events. That's why I went to so many of them. Real Madrid better, but ICL, Messi and Ronaldo both the best, but Messi is slightly better. Again, I'm not getting in the conversation about which demon's better at football, Messi or Ronaldo. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to debate that. Messi winning would finally silence the CR7 fangirls. But Faisy, that makes you sound like a Messi fanboy. Just by that comment. I don't think either of them win the World Cup. I don't think either Ronaldo or Messi will win a World Cup. Ronaldo got his Euros in 2016 and Messi got his Copa America. I don't think they're going to give them another major trophy, especially with all the stuff for England. But I don't know. The players going blonde is MK Ultra. It's MK Ultra. Oh, they've gone to another level of Satanism. Blonde hair in gematria gets you 56, by the way. So anyway, let me go to what I was actually looking to talk about. I just had to rave on about Brazil because of the 4-2. And the new people on my website, thank you. You're making my website even better. I appreciate you. Just the people that are signing up now, the level that you're adding to the website is impressive. It just shows me there's a lot of people out there who have a gift for this, for coding and identifying patterns and numbers. It's really impressive, the people that are signing up to me. Of course, I'm still going to get a few there just for gambling, but they're going to come and go. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe out. PSG, Qatar humiliation. Well, it depends if Mbappe goes out. Let's find out. If they're going to take out those 3 stars all in the quarterfinal. We'll find out. If that does happen, that could be a good sign for PSG to win the Champions League. They might give them that. Because they've got to keep the status of these players here for you to worship them. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go through this code that I'm not even sure it's a code. I'm going to just show you how we get mocked. And it's time people wake up. By the way, all world wars began on 68 date numerology. And so far, the US aid to the Ukraine totals 68 billion. 68 billion, supposedly, is being sent to the Ukraine, whilst there's people in the US that can't put food on the table, that can't pay the bills. Homelessness levels are rising more than ever in the US. Civil unrest. But supposedly Biden sent $68 billion to the Ukraine. So that brings me to Zelensky. This is just a tremendous code. to wake you up, to wake you all up. So I've told you, anybody who wins a Nobel Peace Prize, Times Person Year Award, whatever it is, Pulitzer Prize, a Grammy, an Oscar, wins a World Cup, they are working for Satan. Satan will reward them with these awards. All right, so check this out. Gambling and finding God at the same time. Want to quit the gambling, though, means to an end. I don't gamble. Do you know how tough that is? Are you aware that to have the gift that I have, for coding, the in-play coding, where I would say I'm the best in the world, I am in play. I don't think there's anyone, unless they actually know the outcome, that can read a game the way I read it. And I don't gamble. Quitting gambling brought me closer to God. You have to ask yourself now, if you are one of those gamblers who's on my website just for gambling, I don't think you'll ever truly get close to God if you're giving your energy to gambling. When I was gambling, the majority of my energy went to gambling, to money. It did. And that all connects to sin and Satan. So I stopped gambling. And look at me. I'm thriving. The money is going to come. It's going to go. I ain't bothered. It's nice when I have a lot of money and I'm comfortable. But I don't know how many times I have to tell you all, with the talent that I have, I can make money coaching, teaching, decoding. Whatever I want to do, I'll make money. So I don't need to gamble. I didn't need all that money I was winning because I didn't do anything with it. So Zelensky is Time Magazine's 2022 Person of the Year. This is very interesting, as Zelensky became Time Magazine's 2022 Person of the Year 84 years after Hitler was given the award in 1938. That Brittany Griner, who's a bloke, got sent to Russian prison on 8/4. George Orwell's 1984 book, all about a dystopian society, a surveillance state. This World Cup, 8 groups of 4. Pope Francis born 12/17/1936. Add up those 4 numbers, you get 84. All right, so Zelensky gets this prestigious award of Time Magazine's 2022 Person of the Year 84 years after Hitler won it. Yes, guys, Hitler won it. Adolf Hitler, who supposedly was behind World War I and World War II, although it was just a character on the world stage, gets this award in 1938, right before World War II begins in 1939, which was the end of the Great Depression. They get rewarded for not killing people, but all the people that have won these awards have been involved in events that have made society worse. And they get rewarded for it. And I'm going to go through some of them now for you. Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine. Give me a break. So those 84s, the Jesuit order equals 84, Jesuit 84, 8/4 is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. 21's the 6th triangular number. Satan's number is 6. Some other winners of this sickening award are the following, and they're all connected to, in my opinion, making the world a worse place. Guys, Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin was twice given this award. All right? It was this Soviet political leader. He died, by the way, in 1953 when Elizabeth was coronated, and this World Cup final is going to be on his 144th birthday. His name's Joseph, like Biden's first name. The World Cup began on his birthday, on his 80th birthday. But Stalin was involved, guys, in getting 1 million of his own citizens executed. Stalin was behind, well, so we're told, getting more than 1 million of his own citizens executed. Millions more fell victim to forced labor, deportation, famine, bloody massacres. all right, interrogation by his henchmen. But no, let's give him this award twice. Times Magazine Person of the Year twice for killing millions of people. Can you not see this? I don't need gematria for this because I have the gift of the Holy Spirit in me to call out these Satanists. I'll do it every day. Every day. All right? So you got Stalin, like I told you, the upcoming World Cup finals on his birthday. Then you have blatant Satanist Henry Kissinger, who's talked about a new world order. He won it in 1972. All right? Look into Henry Kissinger. Sick. Satanist. Bill Clinton, all right, was given the award in 1992 and 1998, of course, 6 years apart. Bill Clinton. What did he ever do other than get a blowjob under the table and perform satanic acts and marry a bloke? Hillary Clinton. What's he done to win it twice? All right. And then Jeff Bezos was given the award in 1999. This strange-looking individual who's blatantly FTM, female to male, just looking at his eyes. So Amazon, which has destroyed local businesses. I'll never purchase from Amazon. I always have people say, just go on Amazon and buy it. No, I won't. I won't buy it from Amazon. No, I won't. So in 1999, flip those nines, you get 666. Bezos gets this award. All right, the little Satanist. I've told you with the Time magazine, it has the M, which is like devil horns, the M, and it always has the head directly below it. I called that out with Pope Francis winning it. I'll get to that clown later. George W. Bush Jr. was awarded Time magazine Person of the Year in both 2000 and 2004. He won it right before 9/11. 9/11, 2001, the World Trade Center came down. George Bush, the 43rd president, was the president of the US. He won Times Magazine Person of the Year the year before 9/11. And then he wins it in 2004, 3 years after 9/11. All right? Do you know how disturbing this is? They're getting rewarded for satanic acts. And people worship Satanists. And then this one made me really laugh. Like I should have done a video on this because I've got all the images. Check it out on my website. The so-called good works of Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, and Bono earned the trio acclaim in 2005. Bono, U2's frontman and a philanthropist, organized concerts to benefit impoverished nations. Bono, told you that's Morocco's goalkeeper. But Bono, sick, vile, disgusting human being, female demon inside of her, has this great voice. Wins it in 2005, the year of the London bombings. It's from Ireland, connected to bombings. And Bill and Melinda Gates, anybody who has philanthropist next to their name who's high profile is a Satanist. Bill Gates was supposedly giving all his money to charities, but every year he was getting richer. He was supposedly giving all his money away to charity, but when you looked at the richest people in the world, every year his net worth was going up. How if he's giving all his money away? Use your common sense, ladies and gentlemen. We're being played. We're being played. Melinda Gates is a man. In 2007, Vladimir Putin was given the award. I don't know if you want to laugh here or cry. Putin. All right? Are you kidding me? And then, who people say is the Antichrist. I don't believe it is the Antichrist, but I can see why people believe it's the Antichrist. Obama. Barack. Came out of absolutely nowhere, this guy. Barack Obama. Barack Obama won the award in 2008. And he also won it in 2020. All right? He's also won a Nobel Peace Prize, despite the fact that the US military forces were at war for all 8 years of Obama's tenure. and he set off more bombs than any other president in history, and he wins a Nobel Peace Prize. People still saying to me, if Obama came back, the US it'd recover. He's a Satanist married to a bloke, Big Mike. The world that we live in right now is satanic. It's ran by the beast with the permission of God. Start seeing through it before it's too late. God wants you in heaven with him. He wants to be your father. All you have to do is accept that Jesus died on a cross for our sins. That's it, in my opinion. And see through Satan's lies. That's all I'm aiming for you to see. 2010, Mark Zuckerberg, Cyborg, was given the award. In less than 7 years, Time said of the Facebook founder, no, stop. Wait a minute. Zuckerberg didn't found anything. He's the face of Facebook. Bill Gates is the face of Microsoft. Satan founded these things. If you look at the book of Revelation, it talks about how the end times will be when the world is united, where it's closer than ever. Satan's done that through the internet, and he's done that through international travel. That's why a lot of these professional football teams are sponsored by airlines. Okay? You think the Wright brothers came up with the plane, the invention of the plane? No, guys. No. Satan. All right? Satan. Zuckerberg wired together a twelfth of humanity into a single network, thereby creating a social entity almost twice as large as the US. The guy who can't even talk. The guy who dropped out of Harvard, supposedly. The mockery. Practically every billionaire in the world who claims to be a billionaire didn't go to college or dropped out. Yet they tell you, if you go to college, you're going to make it. If you want to be a true success, you have to get a degree. Yet, if you study the majority of the world's billionaires, they didn't go to college or they dropped out. Can you not see how much you're being mocked? It's so inverted, like all of these people are inverted. Peace means war, so peace prize really means war prize. Yep. Satan does everything in reverse. That's why I said everybody who works for Satan is inverted. They're born female, they're now male, vice versa. If they pretend to be Christians at that level, they're hardcore Satanists. All right? People see an athlete or an A-lister with a cross there, thinking, oh, they've got to be Christians. It's just lost. 2013, no other than Pope Francis won the award. And again, he's stood. He's got the M above his head for the devil horns. I've told you that is one hell of a false prophet. Yeah, Brazil wore 2-1 to lift the cup. Hilarious. On what grounds? Yes, they came in well. And I've told you multiple times as well, a team that comes into this tournament that has amazing form doesn't win the World Cup. It doesn't happen. Brazil and Argentina came in with the best form. England's form's been dreadful. Awful. Croatia has been pretty shocking. Nobody even heard of Morocco or even considered them getting as far as they've gone. Brazil came in, all the media were bigging them up, massively bigging them up. They're unstoppable. Nobody can stop. There's no weaknesses in the Brazil team. They had a 39-year-old in the squad, Dani Alves, who plays in Mexico. I think that's pretty weak. Adam, do you miss living in the UK? Absolutely not. Times 2013 choice had just been elevated to lead the Roman Catholic Church. Guys, Catholicism is Satanism. Catholicism is not Christianity. I know loads of people who are Catholic. They don't have a clue about the Bible or the book of Revelation. They worship the Pope. They're clueless to the spiritual war that's taking place, oblivious to it. Catholicism is Satanism. Go hang out at the Vatican and you'll find out when you see it's designed like a serpent. John Paul II and Benedict were professors of theology, Time noted. Francis, guys, so you can relate to him. A lot of people don't know this. Francis is a former janitor, nightclub bouncer, chemical technician, and literature teacher. Pope Francis was a bouncer. Bang that guy, man. Boom, boom, boom. That's false prophet. Pope Francis was a bouncer? Are you kidding me? Have you seen the state of him? Have you seen the state of Pope Francis? Imagine you're going to a bar, you've had a few beers, and you're a bit lively, and Pope Francis is at the door, and he's like, listen, sir, you may not enter. What? Who are you, mate? I'd grab him. Boom. Pope Francis bouncer, I ain't joking. Janitor, yeah, I can see that. Can see him cleaning toilets. Bouncer? If he told me, sir, you can't enter, I'd laugh in his face. What are you on about? Who are you, mate? Are you kidding me? All right, I've had a go at a few bouncers before, like massive guys. Francis bouncer? Yeah, bullshit. Now check this out, guys. 2014, who won the award? The Ebola fighters. The Ebola fighters. And you should see the image of it. It's absolutely cringeworthy. All right? Healthcare workers, scientists, nurses, ambulance attendants, and others who fought the devastating Ebola virus outbreak shared the title in 2014. Really? Ebola that The Simpsons predicted? Again, remember the beginning of coronavirus, and I called this out and got abuse, but I've shut people up. People going out on the streets at 7 p.m. 1 minute round of applause for the NHS. Are you kidding me? For what? For doing as they're told? For being robots? That's all they're doing, those who work for the NHS. They do as they are told, and if they don't follow their satanic orders, they get fired, just like police officers do. All right? Round of applause for the NHS. For what? For what? The National Health Service, the three-worded abbreviation. I've told you, I ain't going to go out and clap for the NHS. I have no respect for soldiers who are going to war and killing innocent people. Zero respect. I've got no respect for any of these politicians. Zero. No respect for professional athletes or actors because all the talent's coming from demons. The people I respect in this world are people who are willing to step up like me. All right? And go out there and speak truth in a world that is full of deception. Me. I respect every one of you who call this stuff out, who have websites, Patreons, YouTube channels. It takes a lot for me to respect anything or anyone in this realm right now. So, congratulations to the Ebola fighters of 2014, where the giant image is of somebody wearing a mask. Sick. You're going to burn. They're all doing this as well. But you see all the managers, don't you? When they're revealing the squads on Sky Sports, they're all doing that. It's Masonic. It's your ex. Okay? So there's still more. There's a few more people. In 2015, German Angela Merkel won it. The German Chancellor got the nod from time after playing a huge role in managing the Greek debt emergency and the European migrant crisis. Again, all the stuff with migrants moving here, there, and everywhere, all that's done is cause divide. It's not created unity. You saw how England were when all the Eastern Europeans moved over. Every Eastern European I've met has been a wonderful person. Amazing. But it created a lot of tension and controversy, and they're taking our jobs, and that's what led to Brexit. La-di-da-di-da. So that's what they're doing now. Oh, host the Ukrainian. That makes you a good person. I see what they're doing. They do everything in the name of peace and unity. And I've told you that's how Satan operates. He does it with the LGBTQ community. He does it with Black Lives Matter. He does it with nations going to war. Tells us it's all going to be beneficial for us. It's not, though, is it? War is disgusting. It's disgraceful, disgusting, satanic. Always has been, it always will be. There's nothing that justifies a war. Nothing. They say fight fire with fire. It's nonsense. All these wars are triggered by the same people who profit from the wars, whilst innocent people who are just going about their life are getting taken out, are becoming soldiers. All right? It's disgusting, it's disgraceful, and it's sickening. And I've told you, if you're a soldier, technically, yes, you're brave, but you're also naive. Of course, you're brave, no doubt about it. Donald Trump won the award in 2016. Guy who always does this. Just looks so evil. All of them look evil. They look demonically possessed. Judge people by their eyes. They all look they're possessed. They're possessed. The magazine explained, for reminding America that, demagoguery feeds on despair, and that truth is only as powerful as the trust in those who speak it. For empowering a hidden electorate by mainstreaming its furies and live streaming its fears, and for framing tomorrow's political culture by demolishing yesterday's. Donald Trump is the Times 2016 Person of the Year. Have you heard the bullshit that they come out with? All right. Trump always does that. Bloody grandmother died 66, for crying out loud. Yeah, the 7 trumpets, the 7 seals, the 7 deadly sins, the 7 virtues, 7 colors in a rainbow. God created earth in 7 days. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Just the 7 golden candlesticks. 7's enormous. These celebs get their talents from demons. 99.9% sure they do, yes. That's why they tell you. That's why they get different names. They don't, most of these celebrities, their actual names that they're given are not real, especially musicians. It's not their actual names. Donald Trump is a Drumpf. His German is Trump. His grandmother's from Bavaria, where the Illuminati were founded, where Adidas was founded. His name's not Trump, but they call him Trump, connected to the trumpets. And then this next one, guys, give me a woo, because you're going to get my impression here. What time is it? 11:58. Give me a woo. I'm about to give you an impression, because this next one takes the biscuit. It takes the absolute biscuit. All right? Kobe can be translated to Jesus. Christian Bale born 1666 days before Kobe. Wow. 7 for Saka the toilet. Yeah, Saka shit. All right. This next one is outrageous. In 2019, Time chose 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg as the Person of the Year. Thunberg made a splash in 2019. Oh, I can't even look at this bloke. Leading protests around the world, speaking at the UN meeting with the Pope, and sparring with the President of the US on Twitter, like that wasn't already pre-orchestrated. So Greta Thunberg, who was raving on about climate change, was flying from Sweden on a private jet to these UN meetings, or where she was giving speeches on a private jet. Well, Greta, how dare you? How dare you step foot on a private jet and fly from one side of the world to the other when you are protesting about climate change? You hypocritical little twat. There you go. Sounds more like the Queen. Fair enough. It also sounds like Greta. Greta is an anagram of great, like the Great Reset, which is what the UN are pushing. So Greta Thunberg gets it in 2019. We was told this was a regular little girl from Sweden who went viral. That's what we were told. And then this little kid from Sweden, who's supposedly a regular little kid, which inspired generations of kids to be little annoying twats like Greta. I told you I had to teach kids climate change. One of the reasons why I left the school, because I had to teach climate change. I had to promote Greta. I had to promote so many Muppets. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't be promoting these people any longer. Just Al Gore. I had to promote Al Gore, another Satanist who won a Nobel Peace Prize, pushing climate change. These same Satanists are the ones who own your factories, that created cars, that create this pollution, that give us the bullshit food that we eat. All right? They don't care about us. They hate us. They hate us with a passion. They see us as cockroaches of society. They want us dead. And you know what's so ridiculous about this world that we're living in? Those who want us dead, those who truly hate us, the average person loves. All these A-listers who kids, adults worship, idol worship, are worshipping people who hate them. Get that in your head. And then in 2020, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were given the award. Time editor-in-chief and CAO, three-worded abbreviation, Edward Felsenthal, wrote that they were selected for their roles in changing the American story, for showing that the forces of empathy are greater than the furies of division, for sharing a vision of healing in a grieving world. Feed the world, make it a better place for Joe Biden and Kamala and Donald Trump and Clinton. Like, Joe Biden's a satanic buffoon and Kamala Harris is a man in drag. Let's give him an award. Let's give them an award. The illusions coding the universe, bringing people to Jesus. I know what we'll do with him. Let's shadow ban him and limit him. And not pay him money on YouTube. Because he's such a bad boy for calling out these people. I'm such a bad boy. I'm such a naughty boy for calling out blatant Satanism, for revealing where the future's going day in, day out, by telling you who's going to win sports championships, showing you it's all rigged. Oh, let's limit this guy. But we'll give Zelensky an award. The guy who was an actor, who portrayed himself as the president, and then he became the president. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Donald Trump was an actor. Can you not see that all these politicians are actors on the world stage, because the world is a stage? Greta Thunberg is an actor. People can't distinguish that because they're overly emotional. Who won it in 2021? No other than Elon Musk, who just bought Twitter for $44 billion. Told you how big 44 is for a year and a half. Again, that's why people in my community took Croatia to win on penalties to become 4-4 in World Cup finals. Sent this to my mate Buchan. Much love, Buchan. He, where is he? Pens lad, I fancy Croatia to win. Listen to this audio.
Croatia just got their 44th point in the World Cup. And they can go 4-4 penalty shootouts at the World Cup if they win. Interesting.
Let's play that again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the stuff I see. I would have got right on Croatia penalties. Listen.
Croatia just got their 44th point in the World Cup. And they can go 4-4 penalty shootouts at the World Cup if they win. Interesting.
Tell people, I do this all the time. I help people. And he took Croatia penalties. So Croatia have 8 draws, 8 losses at the World Cup. 44 times 2 is 88. Obama was the 44th president. Born 216th day of the year. So, yeah, in 2021, Elon Musk was given the award, a year that saw his electric car company, Tesla, become the most valuable car maker in the world. They tell us that electric cars are good for the environment and don't discuss anything with the lithium, with the batteries. They don't discuss anything about how dangerous they are. They don't discuss anything about the lines that you have to wait in order to top up your car. All right? They don't discuss any of that. They'll just tell you that it's saving the environment, and actually it's doing the opposite. This is the shit that they do. You honestly believe Elon Musk, some South African who came from a single parent family, came up with PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, buys Twitter? He's on all these talk shows like with Joe Rogan. Okay, you really believe that's legit? Yeah, lithium mining, which kills many people. But no, get your Tesla, which is connected to the beast, if you look at the logo of it. And what do people do in this modern world? They want the Tesla because they see celebrities driving Teslas. And is Michael Jackson coming back? Coming back, he never died. So how can you come back if you're not even dead? Michael Jackson never died. A load of them don't. David Bowie never died. Tupac never died. So, again, and even if they do die, who gives a shit anyway? You don't even know who they are. Why do you give a shit when these people die? You don't know them. You never met them. They're not bloodline with you. Why do you care? Why do you cry? Why do people cry when Take That split up? Oh, somebody's using the word lock on my website. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card if you use the word lock. I hate that term. So yeah, Croatia 44 points at the World Cup. Just became 4-4 in penalty shootouts. The goalkeeper's now made 4 saves at this World Cup from the penalty spot. And can people stop doing this? You're pissing me off now. Some people, they if you don't know what you're talking about, shut your mouth. If you don't know what you're talking about, zip it. Sometimes the best thing a stupid person can do is keep their mouth shut. Croatia drew today. They got a point. Brazil got a point on their World Cup stats. The game finished as a draw. If you bet on Brazil or Croatia to win, you lost your bet. If you bet on a draw, you won. Croatia got a point today. Brazil got a point. All right? That's why Brazil are now on 247 World Cup points all time. 24/7 connects to time. 24 hours, 7 days in a week. And Croatia have 44. So can you stop telling me that it doesn't count as a point? Because you're completely and utterly wrong. Don't try to correct me when you don't know shit. Correct me when I'm wrong and you know that I'm wrong. Jeez. Sick of having to respond to comments from people who don't have a clue. Sorry for that rant, but it winds me up. Brazil went from 246 points to 247. They drew. They got a point on their all-time stats. My word. Sorry about that rant, but it winds me up, man. It was a draw. The game was a freaking draw after 90 minutes. I'm just reading your comment now, HDH. Ah, yeah, remember that commercial? This is what Happy Face Man just said. Who got sent off? The future's bright, the future's orange. Did somebody get sent off? That's huge. Oh, we're having banter. Who got red carded? What happens to Pele now? I'm not sure. He's on death's door, but I said ages ago that Pele dies right after Neymar overtakes him, and Neymar's not overtaken him yet. What's the question here? Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman, very possible from what I've seen. Again, you've got to remember they're getting possessed by demons. A demon can act, sing, play football. They can play multiple roles. They can shapeshift. If you just think it's human beings and you think Jimi Hendrix was just a regular guy and now he's playing the role of Morgan Freeman, you won't believe it. It's not believable, is it? Somebody said red card. They're bullshitting. I don't know why people do that in the chat. Brazil 19th draw, Croatia 8th draw. Neymar 8th World Cup goal. Nice. 19's the 8th prime. Neymar 8 World Cup goals. Ronaldo 8 World Cup goals. Maradona 8 World Cup goals. Messi has 9, doesn't he? Messi has 9. Yeah, there's been no red cards at this World Cup. In the 1988 Euros, when Holland won it, there was also no sendings off, which is really rare. It's really rare that there's no sendings off for the whole duration of a major tournament. So who knows? The Argentina rarely struggle to score against Holland. They haven't scored against Holland in the last 3 games. They haven't scored against Holland. Everyone's saying crazy shit for that shootout being 4-2. Brazil lost to a team that wears tablecloths. Croatia, that's pretty funny. Wow. Hans is on my website. Amazing guy. He said Brazil had 42% possession in extra time. 42% and then lost 4-2 on penalties. This is so beyond deep. It's 5 out of 5 have been right. Man, I wish I saw these videos early in the competition. I've only screen capped 2. Yeah, there's a guy called Daniel on my website. He's found this pattern and it's 5 out of 5 just from this pattern. Guys, it's just decoding the universe. I was speaking to Kenya today, and it's exhausting what I'm doing at this point. I really am getting exhausted. I'm desperate for this World Cup to be over, to be honest. Really want it over. It's so tiring. So tiring. Who do I think is going to win this game? I don't think Argentina win. I don't think Argentina win. England sponsors logo reads like EE. Well, EE is like 55 for Satan. E's the 5th letter. There's all these. You got EE sponsoring teams. Orange used to Vodafone. Then you have all these airlines like Emirates and all of that. Virgin. They're all sponsored. Like basically, these football teams are sponsored by airlines, phone companies, gambling sites. Adam, my mum works as an NHS nurse. She comes home drained. Listen, Brian, I know that the average nurse is doing it for the right reasons. All right, they're doing it for the right reasons. They genuinely care about their patients. But the National Health Service is satanic and it's disgusting. And I'm not saying everybody who works for it is. I'm saying they've been... Ask your mum. If your mum doesn't do as she's told, what's going to happen to her? Ask her that. If she doesn't do what she's supposed to do, she's gone. So the NHS abuse their staff. They have them work so many hours. And then why do you think they do that? Because when you're exhausted, you're not thinking straight and you're going to make rash decisions. That's why they always have doctors and nurses work overtime or 12, 13, 14-hour days at time. And it's supposedly an honor to do it. It shows that they're majorly in love with their job. No, Just like a lorry driver should not be driving 12 hours straight. They have to take breaks. Go from one surgery to the other to that. Doctors and nurses are wiped out. Nurses in particular who do so much work for next to no money. At least doctors are paid well. Nurses get peanuts in general. And Boris Johnson raved on about the NHS and all hail the NHS and never gave them a pay rise, did he? Never give nurses a pay rise. So I've told you the NHS is a disgusting, sickening organization that's going to be privatized soon to make it even harder for people to get healthcare. Ukraine and Russia is just triggering World War III. It's just planting the seed of war in your head, which is already done. All right? It's just planted the seed. That's going to trigger it all. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying how I see things, because I speak from the heart and I back up what I say. I ain't afraid of upsetting people. Adam, what's your take on crypto? Stay away from it. Told everyone that from day one. I even called when it was going to crash, and I got it right. Yeah, nurses got fired for not getting vaccinated. Where's your free will? The NHS does not care about its staff. Pope Francis doesn't care about everybody who's listening to him give his bullshit speeches. Your presidents and prime ministers don't care about you. Your A-list celebrities don't care about you. They hate you. Hate you. They look down at you. They find you pathetic for worshipping them. And it is pathetic. Just as expected, everyone is pissed off about Brittany Griner, ex-Marine saga. There seems to be no hope for waking up the average person, even after I tried to explain it, beyond frustrating. I had a wonderful chat again with my mate, Andrew. And I told him, I said, most people are never going to get it, and I ain't going to go out my way to try and help people with it anymore. I'm going to go live, speak my truth. I'm speaking with you guys. 90% of you see what's going on. A few of you might be new to the channel. You don't know what's going on. But I ain't trying to convince good friends, family members. I don't think most of them are going to get it. I get it. I'm good with that. But when you're trying so hard to wake up your friends and your family and your work colleagues and your girlfriend and your neighbors, and they still don't get it, and then you're getting angry, who's benefiting from that? Satan is benefiting from that because he wants you angry. So if your family don't listen, that's what it says in the Bible. That the minority are going to be the true believers, and it's going to be next to none that believe. Just be grateful that you see it, because this world that we're living in is going to come to an end soon. It's coming to an end. I'm so ready for it. And that doesn't make me a Satanist. I'm so ready for it, for Jesus' return. So don't go out of your way trying so hard to wake up everybody. You ain't gonna. Look at the work I've done. Look what I've done and revealed and shown and predicted. Incredible. What do I get? You do pretty good work, but it's still coincidence for me. I'm a bit more open to it, but it's so obvious. Like straight away, somebody on Twitter was like, it's so obvious to call Neymar to score. You're not looking at the numbers behind why I said he would score. And if it's so obvious, why don't you put your whole life savings on it? Every time I do so, it's so obvious. The stuff I've just done now about Times Magazine. Oh, stop being a conspiracy theorist, Adam. Are you serious? Everything I've just said, does that not hit through to you? That they're giving Satanists, warmongers, awards? You're just jealous that you don't have a Times Magazine Person of the Year award, Adam. Yeah, you got me there. I really want one of them on my top shelf. Damn, you got me. Like, wake the fuck up. Have a nice late night walk, Hans. Nothing but love for you and your work and the way you see the world. My phone won't stop going off. I had a chat with a guy called Sean last night. who he said I've inspired him and his coding. I think he's exceptional at coding now. And he said it's because of my revelation codes. He finds things that it basically, it's like I do a code and then I'm like, wait, he's just done the same one. Oh, he's added something even better than mine. Or I've got something that I can add to his. Wild stuff. This guy called Sean. I'll probably get him on a live stream, see how he does talking. You have to be inverted to be on the cover of Time or any other magazine. Yep. Playboy magazine, they're all men. They're all boys on that magazine. And you're jerking off over them. They put China, the seventh wonder of the world, China. It's got arms 5 times bigger than mine. The front cover of Playboy. Yeah, I would avoid tarot cards. I would stay away from tarot cards personally. I'm not interested in that. But again, you have free will. If you believe in tarot cards, people say, oh, you're like a wizard, you predict the future, you're playing with magic. I think it's very different to tarot cards and like reading people's palms and all of that. I just use the code, I connect it, historical patterns. I ain't performing any magic. I'm just using math. Tarot cards is not about math. All right. And I know a lot of people love astrology, and I understand that. It's up to you. I have somewhat of a respect for astrology to a level because I do find it interesting, but I don't really focus on it. It's like, what's his name? Rambo is really good with astrology, and the connects that he makes show me that astrology is significant. But when it comes to tarot cards, like that Decode Your Reality puts me off with his tarot cards, and he does some really amazing stuff, but other stuff, I feel like he's some sort of magician, that Decode Your Reality. Something off about him, even though some of his stuff is great. He has always said that man's being used, and to an extent now I completely agree. I agree with it. You're either being used for God's work or Satan's work, I think. Stay away from yoga, yeah. Well, you all do that when you do yoga. Yeah, I won't do yoga. I stretch, but I won't do all the yoga poses because, again, A-list celebrities promote yoga, and whatever they're promoting, I'm going to avoid. Always promoting yoga. Hollywood actors, Ryan Giggs, my career was saved by yoga. Satanic. World Cup is 317 months after Southgate missed the pen, 66 prime. That is phenomenal. I thought I had every 66 going. Can you tell me, because that was on 36/96, the date. I'm going to have to confirm that because it has to be exact for me. If it's not exact, it has no purpose for me. I'm going to check that. If it's correct, that's an amazing find. I will say, if England don't go through all the stuff I found, it will be like, why? Why did all this stuff happen? Because I'm not reaching. I'm still going to release all the stuff. Yeah, I know. Actually, 36 was the final, wasn't it? You know that the Euro 96 final was... When was it? Yeah, it was the 30th, 36. But when was England versus Germany? I thought I knew everything about this game. Because remember, Shearer scored after 3 minutes, and then Germany equalised after 13, 3-1-3s when Francis became the Pope. It finished 1-1, like Pope gets you 11. Didn't they play this game? Was it 26-6, wasn't it? For Francis. Germany won 6-5 on penalties. 3-1-3. The goals were after 3 minutes and 13. 3-1-3 is the 65th prime. And they won 6-5 on penalties. It's just insanity. So it's the 24th of March. Wait. Can somebody... This is doing my head in. Was it the 20... When was this game? It was the 26th of June, yeah? 266, like Francis, the 266th Pope. It was 26-6. Because it was 4 days before the final. So let's have a look if he's right. No, it's 370 months, 22 days. So that's irrelevant to me. I don't class that. For me, if it was bang on 317 months, that would have been an amazing find. But it was 317 months, 22 days. So, but cheers anyway. I appreciate it. I'm not going to have that. It has to be exact. 42 number is also an insult to black people. Yeah, Satan seems to hate black people, to be honest. Southgate was 26 years old too. Yeah, I've got all the 26s. He wore number 6 and he missed England's 6th penalty. Euro 96 was 26 years ago. Queen gets you 26. She was born in 26. She became the Queen on 26, coronated on a date that came out in 26. And mum died at 101 years old at 26 prime. Looks like another energy vampire 0-0 game. That's why I won't watch them. Is it bad if you have 2 or 1 in your name like Pope Francis? No. No. There's no bad numbers in my opinion. Even 666, remember, it's the number of the man as well. Alf Ramsey died at 79. Yep. 22nd prime. I really appreciate you find. Somebody's probably going to find one I don't have, but Adam's journey is supernatural. It's beautiful, intense, wild. How many of you guys were with me from the very beginning? Somebody's asking when I woke up. 2020, right after Kobe Bryant died, who I used to watch in LA when I lived in LA. That's why I have this hat. Who were with me from the beginning to see how I've gone from where I was always in it, trying to reveal deception. If you go back, watch my first video. But if you've seen what I've done in 2.5 years and how I've grown through the Holy Spirit, that should be motivation for anyone. I used to watch Zach Cupboard. Yeah, I can't watch that guy anymore. I was with you since June 2021. I've been here for a year plus now. How comes you never order any Mexican food? Why are you making that statement? I have Mexican food all the time. I always get these wild accusations. I love Mexican food. I get tacos a lot. Enchiladas I absolutely love. Chilaquiles I often have for breakfast if I'm not having an omelette. Chimichangas. I love Mexican food. Why are you telling me I don't order Mexican food? I don't understand. Why you put out that strange accusation when you don't have a clue what I order? What are you on about? I watched your video 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. bringing the first time. Wow, you watched me 6 hours straight. Jeez Louise. I've seen 90% of your videos. Thank you. Yeah, Zach hates the truth. He hates the Bible. He hates Christians. Doesn't talk about Revelation, really. But he'll get you some sports picks that are correct, but many will be wrong. Again, that Sean guy told me yesterday, he said, why isn't every single person in the Gematria community sharing my work? Every single person who's doing this should be sharing my work. Nearly everyone in this community has been inspired by my work. I was raving on about Kobe Bryant, Revelation, Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth before anybody. Because there's still egos in this community. Like, again, am I confident? Can I be cocky? Yeah, but my work should be shared by everyone in this community. I should be known by everyone within it, but I'm not. Everyone knows Zach. Everyone. And every single person in the Gematria community knows Zach. They don't know the illusion. Tell me how that makes sense. I wish we could snuggle, Adam. Somebody had a go at me yesterday because I blew a kiss to a girl who said I was handsome or whatever that she said. So I better not flirt with you. Somebody will tell me off. Is it because Zach's too big for his boots? I don't know. I just don't like Zach's energy. I don't think he's particularly good at what he does either, for how long he's done it. I won't learn anything new from him. I think from me, I put out such a range of content, and I rarely ever even discuss gematria. I rarely ever use that word. You know what I mean? I just do so much. Like the stuff that I just did about Times Magazine, no gematria there, just calling out deception for what it is. No gematria needed. Are you a Christian? I hate labels. Okay. Yes, I believe Jesus Christ walked the earth, and I believe Jesus Christ is God and the Holy Spirit. I believe God walked the earth as Jesus Christ through the Holy Spirit. Nobody in the world will ever change my opinion of that. There's many people in the world that believe in God but don't believe in Jesus. If you ask a Muslim, who would you choose? God or Satan? Of course they'd use God, but if you said Jesus or Satan, I don't know if they'd want to choose either of them. Although Jesus is in the Quran so many times, but seen as a prophet. I believe God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit is one, the Holy Trinity. And I believe the Illuminati with the pyramid worship Lucifer and hate Jesus. And you guys have to remember as well that I'm still new on this journey. I didn't truly find Christ until June 2022. That's how recent this all is for me. So I ain't an expert on this topic. I speak from the heart. I have a lot of knowledge of it when it comes to the book of Revelation. I could sit down with anybody about it, but I don't know every biblical verse. I want to be able to recite them all. But again, this is a organic journey for me, who went from being an atheist to a diehard believer in Jesus, who would die for Jesus. That's intense. I know that's intense. You could arguably say it's strange, but it has been my story. I've shared my story with you. I often share too much with you because I don't even know most of you. And I am definitely guilty of speaking too much and giving away too much information about my story. But this is what I'm going to say. This is really important for me. I'm going to read this out. I took a screenshot because I was reading Book of Revelation yesterday. I've read it so many times, and I'll never get bored of it. The Book of Revelation is like lasagna for me. I'm never going to get bored of it. Jesus created everything. Yeah, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. If you called in the NHL futures, I did the most remarkable code for Colorado Avalanche and for them to win 4-2 in the Stanley Cup over the Lightning before it began. So yes, if you read that code that I did for the Avalanche, that they win 4-2, I called the World Series to be 4-2, the NBA Finals 4-2, the Stanley Cup 4-2. I called it all, that they'd all finish 4-2 before the seasons began, about 10 months ago. Argentina just scored. Oh, 34 minutes. That's how old Messi was when he won his first trophy with Argentina. He won it at age 34, and the final was his 34th appearance. So Otamendi, he played for Manchester City, didn't he? It's saying Van Dijk. It's telling me Van Dijk on goal. Is it Van Dijk on goal? No, there's been a goal, happy face man. It's an own goal. Van Dijk. That's what it's telling me on Sky Sports. 35th minute for Satan. So I don't know. It's telling me Van Dijk. Now it's saying Molina. This is utter genius from Messi. That pass did not look on from up high, let alone in the midst of those bodies. Extraordinary. Because it's a demon. What number is this Molina? Where is he? Oh my word, he's number 26. He's 26 again, like that Portugal player was number 26. Born on 26 and got the hat trick for Portugal. Daley Blind's fault. His last name is Blind. Back-to-back games, 35th minute, first goal for Argentina. Wow. There's a demon called Cerberus, a three-headed demon. Daley Blind looks like Adam. Guys, I've been given so many lookalikes at this point. I don't know what to think. I always get told I look like this person, that person. First international goal in 25th game. Shall we have a look at Messi? Must be a demon, yeah. They always call him extraordinary. And Messi's 35, isn't he? Messi's 35 years old right now, and he just assisted after 35 minutes. Southgate retired at 35. Messi assisted Molina after 35 minutes. 35-year-old Messi assisted Molina after 35 minutes. You look like the actor who plays Captain America. I don't know who that is. I'm not seeing the movie. But I don't know how I can look like so many people. Do you know Euro 96 began on 6-8 for that 68 again? Messi passed without looking. Wow. Hugo Lloris is 35 years old as well. I think Adam is more like Harry Kane's handsome brother. This is getting ridiculous at this point. So Holland are 10-1 now. That doesn't look good for them to win. What's the draw? 4-1. Interesting. Louis van Gaal is unmoved as the Argentina fans sing, and De Paul is down holding his head. So they're going to put Argentina through. I don't know. We'll find out. Second goal is huge. If Argentina get it, it's over. Chris Evans. Okay. Adam looks like Hugo Lloris. I called that the other day. I was saying Hugo Lloris is ugly and good looking. And I was like, shit, I look like him. I know how I felt. Molina in tears for the first international goal. Adam looks like Sean White. Is that the... what's it? What does he do? Snowboarder, is he? Just realized that Brazil. So they lost to Croatia and Cameroon. Jeez. Who's this person messaging me all the time? Right, I don't know what else there is to say. Yeah, Baphomet equals 35. This guy keeps saying Ubik a red card. I don't know why he keeps saying that. Luis looks like the guy from First Dates Fred. I don't know who that is. Adam, you should play Captain America. I don't want to star in a Hollywood blockbuster, baby. What did somebody took Argentina to win? This was tough. Tough game. I originally like Argentina. Chuck told me so many things for Holland. Belzino's a great guy. He thought Holland were going to get to the World Cup. Kingsley's really enjoying the fact that he thinks I look like Harry Kane. He's enjoying it. So there you go. Have fun with that. Rishi Sunak will come in for Messi. I'll have to watch that assist. Do you think Holland... All right, just give me a yes or no. Just from your gut feeling. Do you think that Holland will score? Do you think Holland will score or not? Just say yes or no. I'm interested. No. Yes. 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 They will not. Yes. Well, Brazil, Croatia, both teams to score failed. It didn't hit because it's after 90 minutes. So that was 0-0. That didn't come in. I think Holland will score. Don't know what the score is going to be. I have a feeling they're going to nick a goal. Don't know if they're just going to let Argentina cruise through. I think they'll want to make it close. A lot of the games with these nations are close. Memphis has a really good code to score. But Memphis, like Elvis, was born in Memphis. Argentina scored the 151st goal of the tournament. Argentina's 36 riddle, which is on my website if you want to read it, is scary if they win it. Remember that Argentina lost to... Oh, I've got to cough the screen up. Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia 151 days after Messi's birthday as well. 36 flag. Just turn my fan light off. Huh? Yeah, I've had this coughing up green now for weeks. One second, I'll just respond to some emails. Yeah, are they going to put Argentina and Brazil out on the same day? I don't know. Somebody said they shared my video, one of my videos on Facebook, and Facebook removed it. Lionel Messi has assisted 5 goals in the World Cup knockout stages since Opta have World Cup assists from 1966. This is the most on record in knockout rounds of the finals, surpassing Pele's 4 #GOAT. Messi has the most goals, most assists now in knockout games since they started recording conveniently in 1966. Spit on Neville. So I do a Jamie Carragher. Spit on a fan. Where are they going with this game? I think Holland are going to nick a goal. Discount the Dutch at your peril. If England go out to France tomorrow, I don't know what on earth's going to go on. Who's lifting that trophy? I'll just sit back as a spectator, not as a spectator, but just piecing the puzzle together. If England go tomorrow, I'll be gobsmacked. Pope Francis prays over Messi and sends demons into him. Yeah, Francis invited Argentina to the Vatican right after Francis became the Pope. He invited the Argentinian national team and the Italian national team at the same time. And then within 24 hours, Argentina won the Copa America and Italy won the Euros, which is insane when you really break that down. Do you think they'll put Argentina in the final a day after the Argentinian Pope's birthday? Maybe. Rijkaard did spit on a German player. It was Rudi Voller that he spat on. Can't see both semi-finalists going through, then you could have a repeat of the 2018 final. Well, yeah. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. What you're saying, France-Croatia again. I don't know if they're going to do France-Croatia again. That might wake up too many people if they do France-Croatia final. Croatia getting there last time was a big shock. And like I said, that's when they had Rakitic and Mandzukic. They don't play anymore. Their star player's 37. Perisic is a decent enough player. They've still got Lovren in the team, who I thought was one of the worst centre-halves I've ever seen when he was at Liverpool. I don't think they do Croatia, France again. I'll be gobsmacked, like literally gobsmacked. But yeah, imagine if they do France, Croatia again and it finishes 4-2. Just have to cry and laughter. Did you look into the ref illusion, Matul Lahuz? No. Sometimes I look into refs, other times I completely forget. England could get revenge on Croatia. Remember, England were knocked out by Croatia in the semi-final of the last World Cup. Remember that? When Kane should have cut it across and he took the shot. There's this Tottenham Hotspurs theme everywhere. Harry Kane, Modric, Lloris. Southgate was linked with going to Spurs not long ago. There's so many themes with Tottenham. It's crazy. But whoever gets there, guys, it's going to be a satanic ritual. And at this point, I'm not sure. I'll be really shocked if England are not there. At this point, I don't know who they're going to play. If it's Argentina, then wow. That was the final I was raving on about 2 years ago. But then I thought it might be too obvious. The Falklands War, Francis. They met in 2002, which finished 2-2, where Beckham got sent off. I read that Aaron Judge was there with Florida gear on. Wow. His new contract's interesting. Old number 99. Boys from White Hart Lane, their FA Cup final song in 81. Good knowledge. Hand of God could be redemption. Yep. There's 86s and 36s everywhere. And Argentina won the World Cup in 86. Today is the 86 World Cup game. I said on my website, I don't know who that favors. This is Argentina's 86 World Cup game, and they won the World Cup in 86, the year I was born. Thank you so much, Nukes for Jesus. Let's read this. Adam, what do you think will be the final score of the World Cup final? Have you looked into it? 2-1. I think a nation wins 2-1. Preferably England. It's when Elizabeth got married at age 21. She was married 73 years, the 21st prime. Tom Brady retired on 2-1, February the 1st, which is the first day of Black History Month. England won the 66 World Cup 21 years after winning World War II. Adolf Hitler, he died exactly 21 years before the Church of Satan was founded. 21's that big Jesuit number everyone goes on about. 2 + 1 is your 3. I think the final's 2-1. And I'm hoping it's to England, but I don't know at this point. Corn, don't really know, to be honest. I don't really know. World Cup final will be a draw. Why? Argentina, England look destined. If it is that, it'll be phenomenal for my book. If it's those two nations. Remember, the Falklands War lasted exactly 10 weeks. Messi wears 10. Sterling wears 10. His birthday's 10 days before the World Cup final. The Great Depression was 10 years. Thank you so much, Femalian. If you ever send the super chats, I'll ask me a question or whatever. Do you miss Andy Gray, Adam? He lives in Qatar now. No. I never liked Andy Gray, or what was his name? Was it Richard something? I didn't like either of them. They wound me up. I really found them really annoying. Richard Keys, was it? So no, I don't miss Andy Gray. I didn't know he lived in Qatar. Satan, exactly. Are you on about the Quran as in the holy book, Quran? I don't think that's how you spell it. I think the Quran's very interesting. I think it's very similar to the Bible, the message. but they believe Jesus is just a prophet. Andy Gray played for Wolves. Yes, he did. Scored a lot of goals. Big fat head. Big fat head on him. So, yeah, I don't know. It's halftime, 1-0 for your 10. This is where, if I watched the games, I could tell you where it's going if I've watched it. Well, Holland battered that game, like that half. Were they destroyed? Did they create anything? Was it all Argentina? Was it close? Like, did Argentina allow Holland to create anything? Because if they didn't, there's going to be chances for Holland in the second half. Did Holland have any significant chances? Oh, they should have scored. Oh, okay. I was going to say, if they didn't have any significant chances, Holland will get a few in the second half. All the managers resigning after they go out. Yeah, Brazil manager, Spain's manager. It's the end of these people. Holland are playing like poop compared to how they played against USA. Yeah, this teams just suddenly forget how to play, or they go from being mediocre to world class. So Croatia went down a goal, right? And they qualified. Nobody expected it. As soon as Neymar scored, everyone thought, okay, Brazil, of course, they're through. So they went down and qualified. Are they going to do the same story with Holland? I look like Southgate. I've told you, I can't look like all these people, but Southgate one makes me laugh. He looks like a big Jew, doesn't he, Southgate? Titty gone, yeah. Holland had possession, but 0 shots. Really? Like 0 shots? How old's Otamendi now? I always thought he was shit at Man City as well. He was Adam versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, I'd do that. He's always doing that now. What does he say? Acknowledge me. And he points his finger up. He's got a demon inside of him, Roman Reigns, who pretended to have leukemia. The convoy in Netherlands was 2/7/22. That date to 12/18 finals, 314 days or 10 months and 11 days. That's incredible. If Holland get there, it'll be crazy, but let's see what happens. Guess all we can do is see what's going to happen and how it's going to play out. I don't know. What time is it? 12:54. Keep up God's work. Thank you. I'm responding to people on Twitter. Mockers will mock Adam. Best to ignore the ignoramus heathen. Let them keep walking off the cliff to hell. I'm done with the mockers. They're out of time. World War III will be triggered by this World Cup. Yeah, people are going to walk off that cliff. I'm telling so many people, now's the time to change direction with your life. You're going the wrong way. Let's just say, hey, you're going the wrong way. You need to turn around. Nah, I'm going to keep going. And then they realize, I should have listened to that guy, but it's too late. They've gone the wrong way. It's too late. I just deleted 2 voicemails. I have to key 3 twice to delete. The call ended 33 seconds. God likes football. I'm sure God loves the organic element of football and sports, but Satan's behind professional sports. Behind them. The officials, the technology, the scorelines, the outcomes, the merchandise, the divide, the greed, the consumerism. Is it evil to sell music? No. This whole thing about selling things doesn't make you evil. Like the people telling me, you have a website, you're greedy. That's a deadly sin. It's like, no, I ain't greedy. I provide a service that's phenomenal and people support it. Money is not evil. Money is not evil. obsession with it is. So let me read this out. This is really important. I was going to read this out earlier. John tells us in his epistles that those who deny that Jesus Christ, the eternal God, became man, are antichrists. The apostle wrote, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone into the world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God, every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God, and this is that spirit of Antichrist." If you don't believe that basically God came to earth as Jesus Christ through the Holy Spirit, you're Antichrist. That's what it's saying here. In writing to the Corinthians, Paul said, "Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of God calleth Jesus accursed, and that no man can say that Jesus is the Lord but by the Holy Ghost. There is a great need in our day to be careful to discern these spirits. Not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, is of God." Remember, the Lord of darkness. "Not everyone who does Christian work, even the way we do it, is necessarily of God. We must learn to watch and discern, for Satan is out to deceive." The other reason for Christ's approval of the church of Pergamos was that they had not denied his faith. The Lord was not talking about their faith, he called it my faith. There are many obstacles that could hinder your faith and my faith, and none can hinder Christ's faith. We read in Galatians 2:20, "I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me." I've told you the Holy Spirit's within all of us. It's been hidden from us. It's been truly hidden from us. "And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." This is more than faith in the Son of God. It is living by his faith. This faith is a gift from God and is produced by the word of God. This is why we are to continue in the faith, grounded and settled. We are not to be moved from the hope of the gospel. So I'm trying so hard to stay grounded and settled and level-headed and allow the Holy Spirit within me to guide me, which is what I do. It's why I don't like people giving me requests or asking me, "Can you do this?" That feels forced. That doesn't feel organic. It's not the Holy Spirit. That's just forced. I think anything forced in this world is not pure when you force it. Argentina 3 shots on target and 5 shots total. Thank you. I'll take that. Have I had lunch? No, but I really would love to go for lunch after this. I'll have to, well, I was going to say I have to check my bank account, but that's ridiculous. I want to check if I have physical money in my wallet. And I want to go out for some food. I'm very hungry. I had strawberries and yogurt with honey, but that's not enough. I didn't think I would be going this long in the live. I didn't even think I'd be talking about the World Cup. So yeah, it's something very not exciting, but it's just so intriguing coding these games, because it's just coding the universe, because it's all synced up. It's very hard to stop doing it. But I am so desperate for a break after the World Cup. Desperate. And I deserve it. 2.5 years working 7 days a week. I could do with a break. It is addicting. It's addicting to code. It's addicting to gamble. Lots of things in life are very addicting. I don't know if it's the worst addiction, coding. I don't think so, because I think you actually can really learn if you're really good at it. But it's definitely at times consumed me and made me sick, I would say, physically, from not sleeping. And waking up like, oh God, I need to code this. Somebody would just appear in my dream. I need to code this person. Like 4 a.m. It's not healthy, that. So I'm trying to find a balance. After this World Cup, I will take a few days off. Well, I won't be live streaming, and preferably people will give me a few days off of coding sports and just let me go somewhere. I just don't know where yet. Breaks are needed, yeah. Messi assisted and Van Dijk fell. Is he number 4 for Holland? You don't have to do anything. I know. I feel like I'm addicted to this. I didn't have to go live today. I don't have to do the in-play codes. I think I'm addicted. I think I have a problem with revealing this information where I need to just let it be. I do too much work on the website. I do anywhere between 8 and 15 posts a day. Most people's Patreons, they do 1 post, and it's usually just a sports pick that usually misses. I do too many live streams. I talk for too long. I'm doing too much coaching. I'm teaching English later. I'm writing books. I have been sleeping better. I have been sleeping 5-6 hours when I was getting like 3 or 4 before. But my sleeping patterns are breaking up again. If I code in the evening, my brain's overstimulated and I find it hard to sleep. I need to maybe start saying after 7 p.m., close your computer, don't go on it. Don't code. Let it be and move on. I am a workaholic, and I think it's a gift and a curse. I think it's a gift and a curse. It's not good for my health at times. And I took 2 days off Twitter. I found that really hard. All this stuff like the Brady riddle, I was like, Adam, go on Twitter and post it. But I was like, no, you told yourself, Adam, 48 hours. Stay off it. And I did. I need an assistant. Yes and no. I need to stop saying yes to work. I need to stop coding everything under the sun. I hope I get to that point of I told you I want a few days away from everything. I don't want access to any technology. I don't really want access to anyone, any person. So I might go camping. Find a place where I can camp and literally be away from every single person. Not because I hate people, just be with nature. Yeah, my mind, it doesn't stop. It's like that. It's like that constantly. And the other day I went out with Kenya. I did have a few drinks with her. We had mojitos. And I just had my phone in my pocket. I didn't go on my phone once. And I was just, okay. But then I go home. I've got 50 comments, 100 emails. I'm like, geez, it's a lot. So camping, yeah, that might be my next play for me. England played France in 1966, 9 + 6 = 22. Tomorrow is 10-12, 10 + 12 is 22. That's great work. Yeah, Harry Kane has this phenomenal riddle to score tomorrow. If it misses, I'll be a bit annoyed because it's just crazy. Don't think France win the World Cup again. It could be the 3rd one, but Argentina can also get the 3rd World Cup. Don't know if they're going to have France win back-to-back. But that is where the Society of Judas were founded, in France. Notice how 35 minutes is 10 minutes before halftime as well. Satan gets you 35 and 10. Got a question for me? Do you think TV pundits are really in Qatar? No. No. I don't. Especially if something big is going to go down. If there is going to be an explosion soon, or I don't know. Something major. I don't think they are. Like, I don't think Sterling flew back to England. I think he was in Qatar all along. He never went back. I might be wrong. Somebody might say, no, I saw him. I saw him at the airport. You're lying, illusion. I just personally don't think Sterling went home. Because do you know why I don't think Sterling went home? Because the mainstream media lie 99.9% of the time. So if they told me Sterling went home, then he probably didn't. If they told me that his house got robbed, sure, it didn't. So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Where's the HP source at? That's where the HP source is at. Brother. With Big Ben on it. That's where it's at, baby boy. It's just very saucy. Excellent. Excellent. Play of words there. I enjoyed that. The Marmite, hate Marmite. Shove Marmite right up your ass. Don't like Marmite. Never have. Never will. Can it be Argentina, Portugal in the final? I'll be deeply shocked if they do Ronaldo, Messi. But again, when you ask me that question without being a jerk, yes, it can be. They're both still in the tournament, so yes, it can be. I'll be shocked if they do that. It'll be pure mockery if it's Ronaldo, Messi. But if it's the last ever World Cup, the two GOATs against each other, who are they going to give it to? I'll ask you that. My throat's starting to hurt. Hello, baby Agent D. If Messi and Ronaldo make the World Cup final, which I don't believe happens, who do you think Satan gives the World Cup to? And this isn't about who's better, just if it's Argentina, Portugal, who do you think Satan gives the trophy to? Does Ronaldo get his 33rd competitive trophy? Does Messi get his 42nd? Who would they pick? I've seen next to nothing for Portugal. My money would be on Messi because I don't think there'll be a new World Cup winner. There's the Pope. There's all the 36s. There's the death of Maradona. They were my initial pick after England were Argentina. Ronaldo's been mocked all season, so people might say, well, he's been mocked, so he wins the World Cup and he sacrificed his son. But again, did he really have a son? Because he can't make his husband pregnant. I don't know. If it is those two, which I highly doubt, I think they give it to Messi. I just don't think they meet each other at this World Cup, whether it's third against fourth or first against second. I'll be baffled. But again, it's hard to be baffled anymore living through revelation. Adam, I see Messi playing in the World Cup rather than Ronaldo. Messi is having a good World Cup, isn't he? He's having a good World Cup. Ronaldo's has been mediocre. Hey, Adam, do you think Di Maria is not playing or done for the World Cup? No Jesus, no Maria. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Angel Maria has the history with Van Gaal, because Van Gaal coached him at Man United. Van Gaal also coached Depay. And Van Gaal fell out with Depay and with Angel Di Maria. Sometimes forget those two played for Man United. And Van Gaal coached them. So I think more people will miss the Falklands aspect than Messi versus Ronaldo. That seems more obvious to the dumbasses. Most people in England have never even heard of the Falklands War. Never get taught about it. All right? That war was a 10-week-long war, which England won, which is very important to know. England won the Falklands War, not Argentina. That's true. It's all war, World War II, the British schools, yeah. Yeah, you always hear about World War II. World War II, World War II. They never tell you about the Falklands War. Never bring it up. Adam, where are you from? Yorkshire, England. Live in Mexico. They never teach the England-American War exactly of 1812. Nope. They teach you what they want you to learn, what they want you to absorb, what they want to prepare you for. World War II was taught to you, so when World War III happens, you'll say it's like inevitable. It's our turn now. That's what people are going to say. Proud, my nation won the war. Really? All those nations worked together to destroy the world at the time. Well, you're from Yorkshire as well. Much love. It's strategic to Antarctica. That's why it's not taught. That's very true. You became a Man United viewer 2014, 2015. I was a massive Man United fan. So it's Portugal, France semis. Do not write off Morocco, who have the massive connections with France if France go through. Zidane's Moroccan. All right. Their most iconic player is actually Moroccan. Somebody's saying the Netherlands won't score, not even trying. They might not. But they can score whenever. Or is he Algerian? Mbappe is Algerian as well, isn't he? Oh, his mother is. But he's Algerian, okay. But most of these French players, guys, they're not French. The African or the Moroccan or the Ghanaian or they're from Cameroon. The African. Mbappe's got Cameroon and he's also got Algerian if you research him. He's got Algerian as well. Benjima's Algerian, isn't he? Or Moroccan. Benzema's Algerian. The Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, he's Algerian. They're not even French, these people. Saka, yeah, Saka's probably Ghanaian. Raheem Sterling's Jamaican. It's laughable. They're not even from where you think they're from. So Satan takes these amazingly talented African players and puts them in European countries because he hates Africa. Why do you think Africa's being destroyed? And there's so much famine there. Satan hates Africans. So like I said, he puts the best African footballers, he brings them to Europe. Saka Nigerian? I don't know. I know Sterling's Jamaican. From Kingston. Yeah, full squad, basically, the French squad. It's laughable. And if you're from France and you're so patriotic, when France won the World Cup, Africa won the World Cup. An African nation won the World Cup with that France. That was an African team. Like Vieira, Patrick Vieira, players like that. It's laughable when you actually look into the history of them all. Yeah, Giroud, Lloris, they're actually French. But squad of deception. Squad of deception. But it's such a gift to not watch these pathetic games. I just know now I'd probably be in a bar, sat down with a beer watching this game, probably had a bet on. Back in the day before my coding, I would have taken Argentina. Just fanboy. I would have just bet on Argentina, hope they win, pay for my day out without the knowledge that I have. And I'm so glad that I ain't one of those people sat watching these games. Is Griezmann German? Interesting. Yeah, Harry Kane, Grealish, Declan Rice, they're all basically all could have played for Ireland. Jack Charlton then coached Ireland. I've got him in my World Cup book. Ryan Giggs played for England youth, and then he plays for Wales. He chose Wales, the Dragon. He played for the Red Devils and the Dragon, did Giggs, number 11. Why on earth would you choose Wales over England? And then people always say, imagine we would have had Scholes and Gerrard and Lampard and Beckham and Giggs. Giggs, We never really had a left midfielder. I remember this whole conversation. We never had a left midfielder. We always put Lampard there, or Scholes there, or Joe Cole there. Imagine we had Ryan Giggs. Well, you could have had Ryan Giggs, but he decided to play for Wales. It's laughable. It's laughable. Oh, Ellie, don't be sending an emoji of a slice of pizza when I'm absolutely starving. Kind of killed me there. Oh, you're killing me there with the pizza. Do I still bet England or cash out? Your choice. I think England knock out France. Your choice. When it comes to cashing out or how much you stake or even if you gamble, that's your choice. Why cash out? Why cash out? If you have England for the World Cup, right, and you're getting a bit apprehensive and nervous, then every game, bet on the other team to qualify. Other than the World Cup, it's not about qualifying, the final. If you're worried about your England bet and you have a big future and you might be winning thousands of dollars if England win the World Cup, take France to qualify. And then in the semi-final, take whoever else, Morocco or Portugal, to qualify. And then in the final, bet on the other team to win it. That's only if you've got thousands at stake. If you've got if you're going to win 80 quid from England winning the World Cup, then why are you even thinking about staking? Or 50 quid or 40. If you're going to win thousands or tens of thousands that some people do in my community, you have to start edging. They've got to the last 8. It is a bit frustrating that they're the underdog. It's always nice to hedge when your team's the favourite. What do you think I did at Euro 2020 final? As soon as England scored after 3 minutes, what did I do? Boom. A lot of money on Italy to lift the trophy. I won about $3,000 that day. And they lifted the trophy. I didn't get on them to win because it finished as a draw. I got on Italy to lift the trophy when they went 1-0 down after 3 minutes because I had a big future on England to win the Euros. And they lost in the final. But I still won thousands off the Euros from being smart. Do you think I would just thought, yes, England have won this, it's done? No, I'm going to hedge Italy now. Oh, you're such a pussy. You're such an idiot for not doing it. Am I a pussy for walking away with $3,000 or more when I hedged on Italy when they were 1-0 down? No, I was smart. So I wouldn't cash out of your England bet. What's the point? What are they even offering you? Are they even offering you a profit when they're about to play the world champions? They're probably not even offering you a profit, are they? I don't know why they would. Quarterfinal. If they beat France, they'll offer you a nice profit if you went big on England. But then again, it'll depend on who they're up against. If they're against Morocco, your profit will be even higher. If they're playing Portugal, they'll probably make Portugal favourites ahead of England. Or they'll pretty much have the same odds. I think they're both 6-1 now to win the World Cup, those two. Think about all the money available for sportsbooks after Brazil and France are eliminated. Yeah. Think how much money they've just taken from Brazil. England have remained 4th favourites throughout. That's very true. Like they finished 4th at the last World Cup. Yeah, tomorrow's a big game. I'll have a lot more motivation to code the semi-finals if England make it. If they don't, it'll hit my motivation a little bit, but I'll still do it. Just want this tournament over. But I know this World Cup's going to help me figure out who's going to win the Premier League and the Bundesliga. And I had Napoli Serie A. They've got a big lead. I did have Man City Premier League and Haaland Golden Boot. Finding too many things for Arsenal. But that's dependent on if England win the World Cup. If they don't, I don't think Arsenal win the league. If they do, the riddle's phenomenal. Time between England and France 1966 until tomorrow is 56 years, 4 months and 20 days. So there's your 56 and 42. That's a fantastic find. That's a great find. My head's turning. My head's spinning. England beat France 2-0 in 1966 in the group stage. They beat them 2-0. Who scored? Roger Hunt scored both of them. Roger Hunt. Let's have a little look at Roger Hunt. Oh my word, that's funny. I literally just typed in Roger Hunt. Roger Hunt. Born 201st day of the year, 1938, year before World War II began. MBE, so he's a Satanist then. He died recently. Let's have a look how many days he died before the World Cup final. He died September the 27th, 2021. Come on, where is it? All right, September 27th, 2021. How many days before the World Cup final? Where is it? Okay, 64 weeks. Coronavirus declared a global pandemic 3/11, the 64th prime. He died exactly 64 weeks before the World Cup final. Liverpool are 6-4 in European Cup finals, and Roger Hunt spent 11 years with Liverpool, and he was the club's record goal scorer before being overtaken by Ian Rush. But he's still Liverpool's record league goal scorer with 244 goals. So that's interesting. Liverpool just dropped to 6-4 in European Cup finals, and the World Cup final is a span of exactly 64 weeks after Roger Hunt died, who scored 2 goals against France in 66. What's going on in this stupid Argentina game? Is it going to be 1-0 for Satan? 1933 eclipse. 1933 is where Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. It was the worst year for the recession. My lockdown clock's out of whack. I just never know what day it is anymore. Argentina are dominating, but this is fake. What do you mean by fake? Spirit of the Ukraine equals 224. The Society of Jesus 224. Russia-Ukraine war 224. Invasion was on 224. Yeah. Kobe Bryant's memorial with Gianna was 224. Gianna war number 2, Kobe 24. 2 times 24 is 48. Brittany Griner, she was caught with possession of drugs on the 48th day of the year on Michael Jordan's 59th birthday, 17th prime. The Netherlands look like they forgot how to pass. But they always talk about the Netherlands being technically gifted. They just can't pass anymore. Time magazine equals 201, Russian invasion 201. Donbass region equals 201. So many 201s, guys. It's baffling. Argentina finished 201 in the group. Francis resided at Suite 201. Messi's in hotels 201 by himself. Yeah, I watched your grinder video, Joseph. I'll put it on my website. Phenomenal. Guys, support Joseph's work, please. Aquaviva 2222. Yeah, I watched it last night about 11. Have you read my code about Brittany Griner on my website? It's frightening. It really is. Man went to the moon the 201st day of the year. Same Messi just nearly scored. I feel like there's got to be something else in this game. Are they just going to have it 1-0 done? I feel like there's got to be something. Where can I see this, Joseph? Just click on his link there. Wait, guys, let me stop. A fly's just got inside. anything from it. Eats. All right, I think I'm done. I need to eat something. There's no way Netherlands are not acting. I'm not watching it. I just, from what I'm hearing about the Netherlands, that they're playing like they've never played football before, which is crazy. Neymar Jr. with the MK Ultra blonde hair, yeah. Yeah. Guys, I've got a fly in my apartment that's going to wind me up. Much love, Wende Bebe. 4 kisses for another 4 for the 4 horsemen. Thanks for your time. Thank you for listening. I have to respond to all these messages on my phone. I have to plan an English class. And I have to post my England-France code and neaten it all up. In Mexico, they're called mosquitoes, bebe. No, this is an actual fly. This is an actual fly. Mosquitoes are a real nightmare. But yeah, all right, guys, take care. I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow, unless it's something huge with England, France. But I do kind of want to just stay off the computer tomorrow, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, cheers, Chigozi. Cheers, all of you. And enjoy your weekend. Have a blessed day. God wins, guys. God's won. Cheers, guys. Thank you.